The Pokemon anime has had several seasons throughout the years, and one thing that certainly differentiates each season as their own is definitely the theme songs. Not only are they an energetic way to get you pumped up for the episode you're about to watch, but they're just overall good songs. The majority of them, at least. So I wanted to take time to go over the various Pokemon theme songs. For the record, I know ShowPro's copyright system is complete dog-ass to work with, so I'm going to show as little footage as possible. And the majority of the footage here is shown off from the actual footage from the Pokemon official YouTube channel. So let's just jump right into it with the original Pokemon theme song. I don't have too much to say, this one's just really good. It's iconic for a reason. The visuals are really nice, the lyrics are pretty good, and it's a great introduction and first impression of the series. Actually no, scratch that, the entire franchise. And I'm not going to take away points for reusing shots of the show because it genuinely fits within the song. Not to mention displays the tone of the show really well. So yeah, it's a very iconic song for very good reasons. Then we move on to the Orange Islands, and I'm not gonna hold you, I think this is just as good, if not better than the original. It has similar vibes as that of the original, but it also has a few things of its own to make it stand out a lot more. The intro itself is just so fun, there's really no other way to describe it. Except for the beginning, which shows off a really intimidating tone, indicating that Ash's journey is only at the beginning and he's not giving up anytime soon. And it's not jarring because the whole theme of the song is that Ash is only beginning on his next journey, even showing off some of his previous battles. So yeah, 2 bangers right off the bat. Next up is Johto Journeys, and it's solid, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near as impactful as the first 2. I will say though, the visuals have taken a massive decrease compared to the last 2. This is because you could tell which visuals are supposed to be for the opening and which visuals are supposed to be for the actual anime. When you're just listening to the song, you obviously don't notice this, but when you're actually watching the opening, it becomes really distracting. The visuals themselves still look really nice though, and it's only really an issue towards the beginning. That being said though, I feel like this opening is a little bit too happy-go-lucky. I mean, yeah, sometimes they'll bring up battling every here or there, but it's mostly just interacting with Pokemon or even catching them. Still really good, but it's the weakest one so far. What also doesn't help its case is that Johto League Champions is so good. I love how it's a new take on the original Season 1 opening, in the first 20 or so seconds. The remaining of the theme song is its own thing entirely, showing how far Ash has come in its journey. And this song is entirely made up of original opening footage. And I'm not just talking about how they don't reuse clips a lot. I mean, this is original footage that they got the Japanese animation studio to animate for the 4Kids dub. Yeah, Ash and Pikachu riding on his Charizard was not in the original Japanese version. The song itself is also fantastic. It matches with the visuals perfectly, indicating that this is a new frontier for Ash Ketchum. And Master Quest follows this trend significantly. This again shows Ash's growth as a trainer and shows how far he's come. The song itself is also energetic and fun, but has great meaning behind it, indicating Ash's growth in confidence and growing to believe in himself. And next up is the first opening for the Advanced Generation, and this is probably my favorite one so far. The song is extremely energetic and the visuals are great, indicating that this will be a fresh new change, and that the stakes will also be raised with Team Aqua and Omega joining the party, with Team Rocket still being here, indicating that some things just never change. But yeah, this is a great song that indicates a new beginning. Advanced Challenge is a little different compared to the other ones. The beginning feels a little psychological, if that makes any sense, which again shows Ash's passion to strive to be more. The other companions also get time to shine in this opening, with May showing off her Beautifly in a Pokemon contest, and Brock falling heads over heels for Jenny and Joy, leading for Max to hop on his shoulders and grab his ears to snap him out of it. Not to mention the guitar riff at the end is so clean. This is definitely in my top 3 for now. And next up is Advanced Battle, which is another fan favorite. Everyone pretty much knows why this opening is great. It gives more screen time to the other characters besides Ash. It's energetic and the lyrics are good. The opening itself is also really eventful, as you can see a lot of things happening on screen, indicating that there's still a lot to cover in this last season of the Hoenn region. Not to mention I like the callback to other characters such as Misty and Tracy, and the little Advanced Battle text that reads out every time the chorus hits. I also love the foreshadowing to next season, which is the Battle Frontier. Speaking of, this opening is actual garbage. This is the worst one by an unbelievable margin. This is the first opening to not be done by the 4Kids dub, and yeah, it really shows. I'm not a big fan of the instrumental, and I think the lyrics are kinda awful. And for an opening to a season about the Battle Frontier of all things, this couldn't be any more unfitting. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but this is going at the very bottom of the list. It sucks. Okay, what do we have up next? Okay, maybe it's my nostalgia talking, but I don't think the Diamond and Pearl opening is that bad. Don't get me wrong, it's so corny and it's so try-hard, but that's kinda why I love it. And I'll even say this, it's not that bad of a representation of Gen 4. This season itself is actually pretty action-packed, so I could at least see what they were trying to attempt here. Unlike last season. This opening is the second worst, but it's really not that bad. Up next is Battle Dimension, which is definitely a step up from the last 2. There's really not much for me to say. I love the instrumental and I really like the vocals. It's a little corny, but not in a bad way. Overall, I like this one. Alright, so what's next? Sometimes it's hard to know which way you're supposed to go.
Stand below for what is right. Be ready. Get ready to fight.
I think this is it. This is the peak. This is the cream of the crop. This might be my favorite Pokemon opening of all time. No complaints. Everything about this opening is absolutely phenomenal. This one is definitely number one. Though I also enjoy Sinnoh League Victor's opening. Has some nice finale vibes, but I won't hold you when I say that the fact that this leads up to the Sinnoh League of all things, I don't know. I think it could have been a little bit more, considering the fact that the Sinnoh League is my second favorite league in the whole show. I also think that the pause at the end is a little weird, but this opening is still pretty solid. Next up is Black and White, and I see a lot of people saying that this is one of the worst ones, and I'm inclined to disagree. These are definitely the most unique visuals out of all the openings so far, and I think the song is actually pretty good. Since Black and White was supposed to act as a soft reboot but also a continuation at the same time, I think this opening really paints both of those perspectives really well. Not one of my favorites, but this is pretty good. I like it. Same with Rivals Destinies, I think it's actually pretty good. There's not really too much for me to say outside the fact that I love the instrumental and the lyrics are pretty good. I also absolutely love the vocal duet in this one. And the little clip swapping to match the beat is also a nice little touch. But of the Black and White openings, I think Adventures of Unova is definitely the best. It really gives off the vibe of being a final chapter and a new beginning at the same time, which is something I absolutely love about this opening. It's another opening that displays how far Ash has come since the very beginning, and I always like those kinds of openings. This was going near the top. I absolutely love this one. And now we're finally at the second coming of Jesus Christ, I mean the Pokemon XY opening. Now yes, I know this is a rehash from the original Season 1 opening, but I don't care. The instrumental and vocals go so hard that I really don't mind. Every time I listen to this song, I just get so pumped up. Yeah, I'm saying that when I'm talking about goddamn Pikachu Libre of all things. I also want to say that I love the beginning shots with all the characters. They have this stylized look to them, and it looks so phenomenal. And I know I'm in the minority when I say these next two statements, but not only do I prefer this over the original Pokemon Season 1 opening, but this is up there with Galactic Battles as one of my favorite openings from the whole show. And I know Kalos Quest is considered a lot better than the original, but I don't think so. I think it's kind of boring. Don't get me wrong, the visuals are fantastic, but with these later seasons, I think that's a given. Middle of the road is how I describe Kalos Quest's opening. Not bad, but not fantastic either. XYZ is up next, and it's pretty great, I'm not gonna lie. Though I will say, I feel like it's trying a little bit too hard to be edgy or badass, I guess. But I absolutely love how it represents the season, cause, well, the season itself is kind of badass and edgy. This was pretty good, I like it a lot. And I've heard a lot of really bad things about the Sun and Moon opening, but really? I think this one's actually fantastic. This opening is so fun. I absolutely love it. I think it matches the setting of Alola perfectly, and the song itself is really, really catchy. This is up there as one of my favorites for sure. The Ultra Adventures opening took some getting used to, but hey, I like this one too. I absolutely love the vibe of this one too. It sounds like something Team Skull would come up with. And something that makes these openings stick out is the use of different instruments. With the original Sun and Moon opening, there was like bongos and a bunch of other tropical instruments. With this one, it's a bunch of snaps and an intimidating beat. Ultra Adventures is another really solid one. The Ultra Legends opening is boring as hell. My friend Gek literally said it sounds like a Diet Lion King. Yeah, this opening is pretty mediocre. It's going near the bottom. Next up is Pokemon Journeys, which this one is great. I love the sheer sense of starting a new journey and a new adventure. Walk Off the Earth really did a great job with this song because holy crap, the instrumental is godlike. This opening is absolutely fantastic. There's no complaints from me personally. Master Journeys is also a nice change of pace, because while Ultra Legends was fairly mediocre, Master Journeys is actually pretty bad. Like, no joke, one of the worst we've had in a long time. The lyrics are garbage, the singing is pretty annoying, it's pretty repetitive, and the instrumental is not that good. Also, when the singers say Pokemon at the end, it's actually really offbeat and jarring. But Ultimate Journeys really picks up the slack. It sends as a great send-off to not only Go, but even to Ash, indicating that this is the end to the biggest adventure that he's been on ever, as well as a little send-off to Chloe and Go. There's nothing too much for me to say here, it's phenomenal. And that pretty much concludes it for today's video. Wait, what the hell is this? Okay, so I guess I'm not done. I'll just dub this as the Aim to be a Master's opening. Remember how I said that the last opening served as a goodbye to Ash? Well, this one basically cementifies that factor. This doesn't just serve as a goodbye, but more of a tribute to Ash Ketchum, as it displays some of the highlights of his adventures and really gives out that sense of finality to him. I don't even mind the inconsistent visuals because, again, this is a tribute to this character. A character that means so much to so many people, including myself. Wonderful intro and a wonderful way to end this video on. And that's all the Pokemon English openings. I thought this would be a fun video topic to do, and yeah, it was. If this video gets enough traction and people want to see me do the Japanese opening still, then yeah, I'll definitely do that too. If I had to say my favorites, it would be Galactic Battles, Aim to be a Master, Journeys, Sun and Moon, and Ultimate Journeys. With, in my opinion, the worst being Kalos Quest, the Diamond and Pearl Rap, Ultra Legends, Master Journeys, and of course, the Battle Frontier being at dead last. Let me know what your ranking would be in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and keep on being happy, Super Hat fans.